Hi everybody, my name is Pam Anderson. Welcome to Patient Experience. My colleagues and I would like to tell you about the different roles that everyone has here at Gunderson.
Hi, I'm Jim. I'm a valet. We do curbside parking and retrieval service.
Hi, I'm Sonia. I'm a patient attendant. I welcome all patients and oversee safe entry and exit of the facility. I also assist with wheelchairs.
Hi, I'm Josiah and I work at one of our information desks. We greet patients, help with wayfinding, and assist with other needs.
Hello, I'm Bettina, and I help with making our visits for patients and families comfortable while answering needs for special touches such as restaurants, city wayfinding, and hotel stays.
Hi, I'm Deb, and our role as Family Comfort Coordinator is to help make the patient's family members' experience comfortable on the day of surgery.
Hello, my name is Deb. I am a shuttle driver and I transport patients from department to department and help with their ambulatory needs.
Hi, I'm Michelle. I'm a patient relations specialist. We work with the inpatient and ambulatory departments on improving the patient experience with education. We work with the patient and family advisory councils, and we are involved in projects which impact the patient care.
Hi, I'm Galen Papagosadino, Business Intelligence Specialist and Analytics Team Lead. The Analytics team partners with senior leadership on setting organizational strategy, developing and championing organizational metrics, promoting research-based improvement strategies, and creating measurement and reporting solutions. The metrics, targets, improvement strategies, and reports you will see are influenced by this team.
Hi everybody, Pam here again, and I wanted to let you know about my position, which is patient representative, and we handle complaints, grievances, and compliments, and we round on our inpatient units. So there you have it. Together, we are the Patient Experience team.
Hi, I'm Ellen Gianoli. I'd like to thank you for the work you do here and share our patient experience standards with you. This may be a review for some and new information for others. The acronym we use to help us remember is TRACK. T is for teamwork, R is for respect, A is for attitude, and C is for communication. I'm going to talk with you today about teamwork. You've probably been on a team since you were a child. Perhaps it was a sports team, a school team, a family team. Here at Gunderson, we're all part of the larger healthcare team, taking care of patients, families, and each other. We are also part of department or unit teams. Each of you has a unique perspective to offer your team. In our department, Patient Experience, we value the diversity of each other's backgrounds to help us look at alternative ways to get the work done. As we have seen with COVID-19, change is constant and fast. Having a diverse team has enabled us to adjust to our daily changes. And a good team also gives us support when times are trying. I believe our patients are aware when we have a well-functioning team. So what can you do to assure our patients receive the very best care possible through a collaborative team? Here's some thoughts. Support each other and value differences. As I said earlier, different experiences make each of us unique, and that contributes to problem-solving skills. Speak well of your coworkers. Don't speak negatively about them ever. Tell the patient who's going to be caring for them if you're leaving the area. Maybe say something like, Anne's been with us for 8 years. She's a great caregiver, and I know you'll be in good hands. Be accountable. Be responsible for what you say and do. Get to work on time, follow through on assignments, and maintain a good attitude. Listen, listen, listen to your team members. Listen with your ears, your eyes, and your body language. Offer to help others without waiting to be asked. Be proud of the work you do and understand how important it is, how it fits into making our patients feel comfortable and confident in the care that we are giving them. We're privileged to be part of this healthcare team. Let's make it the very best possible. Remember, appreciate your team members. So thank you for your time. We're going to ask Ingrid to share some thoughts on respect, the R in TRAC.
Thanks, Ellen. I'm Ingrid, and I have the privilege of speaking to you today about respect at Gunderson. Respect is paying attention to the feelings, wishes, rights, and traditions of others. Every day we see examples of this at Gunderson. Be the champion of that in your work. Treat everyone with courtesy and respect by doing what is right for them, not just what is easiest for you. Respect everyone's individuality and embrace our differences. We don't have to agree, we can just let it be. Meet everyone halfway. The person in front of you is a child, brother, sister, father, mother, husband, wife to someone, not just a patient here at Gunderson. What makes you feel respected? Give that same attention to your patients and colleagues. Ask your patients, how can we partner with them to make them feel respected and understood? Seek out information about inclusion and diversity on the HR website under A to Z resources, under I for inclusion. Ask yourself if you have seen examples of ways we did not respect our patients. Again, their feelings, wishes, rights, and traditions are the key issues. We must always try to meet our patients where they are, not always ask them to meet us where we are. Again, do what's right, not what's easy. And here's Sue to tell you about attitude, the A in TRAC.
Thanks, Ingrid. Hi, I'm Sue, and I'm here to talk about A, which is attitude. I believe we owe it to our patients and their family members to have a great attitude when we come to work. It's not always easy to do. I get up every morning, I count my blessings, and sometimes that's a little rough, but having a good attitude is really important. We're the only ones who can choose our attitude. So we have to make it a great one. So there are those days when sometimes we might not have the best attitude. How do we flip it? I get to look at pictures of my grandbabies in my QB. I've seen people who have had pictures of their grandbabies or kids on the back of their name badge. Or, maybe you have a funny story that you can share. That's my third point. If you see a team member who does not have the best attitude, try and help them. Maybe they're going through something that you have no idea what they're going through. Listen empathetically to them, and then also maybe talk about something that you both enjoy. Maybe it's skiing, it's being on the river. Make it sure that they have the opportunity to have a great attitude, because really, truly, we owe it to our patients and family members to have a great attitude at work. Michelle, you ready?
Thanks, Sue. Hi again, everybody. It's Michelle, and I'm here to talk about communication, which is the C part of TRAC. Did you know that we spend approximately 95% of our day communicating in some way? Being that face-to-face communication is considered the most powerful form of human interaction, it is really important that we are choosing the most positive ways to express ourselves. A large part of our interaction is through our body language. By making direct eye contact, demonstrating attentive and open posture, and sharing a warm smile, our patients see us as approachable. The tone of our voice plays a big part in how we communicate. By choosing a friendly tone as part of a sincere greeting and self-introduction, our patients hear us as inviting. And clearly, words are an influential part of communication. By intentionally selecting and balancing the power of our words, our patients will feel an interaction of care and thoughtfulness. However, the most important part of communication is actually being silent during the act of listening. Being present in the moment with attention to remaining silent, it gives us a chance to truly hear what the patient is saying so that we can understand what they feel and learn what they need and want from us. When we listen with our ears, eyes, and heart, it shows our empathy and creates a safe and healing environment for our patients. As we move forward in whatever role we have here at Gunderson, let's always be attentive to acknowledging our patient immediately, introducing ourselves, managing expectations by offering the patient a sense of how long their wait, the procedure, or the cleaning task will take, explaining in an ongoing narrative what it is we will be doing for them or to them. And finally, thanking them for their patience, their understanding, or simply for choosing Gunderson Health System. We are all capable of and responsible for making a positive impression on our patients and ultimately offering them an outstanding experience of care. Sometimes we experience uncomfortable communication interactions that challenge us to maintain our composure and remain professional. Patient Representative Kay Zabrowski is here to coach you through handling difficult conversations. And the most important piece of communication that we would like to take away from this is listen to understand.
Thanks, Michelle. Hi, I'm Kay Zabrowski, and I'm one of the patient representatives here at Gunderson. I'm here to share with you a few things about what to do when your patient or visitor begins to escalate their behavior. As Ellen said, we need to remember our service standards of teamwork, respect, attitude, and communication. All of these things come into play as we are trying to assist those who need our help. Most every patient we see here at Gunderson has some level of anxiety about being in a hospital or clinic setting. We need to do our best to be supportive of them and their families. Simple things like your facial expression and other body language and gestures can speak volumes when it comes to decreasing a person's anxiety. Show them you are listening by the posture of your body, the eye contact you give them, and of course, smile if you can. Demonstrate a caring attitude. I know that can be hard when the person you are speaking with doesn't seem to care about you, but we are counting on you to help our patients regardless. Giving them space and using an appropriate tone and volume of voice will also show that you care. A few more words about listening. By using the tips on the screen, you may help to keep your patient calm and give them confidence that you are really there to assist them to the best of your ability. Taking a few moments up front to really listen may save you many minutes later if you don't understand their concerns. Give them your undivided attention. Listen to them non-judgmentally as they tell you their story. Let them finish and don't interrupt unless necessary. And then use restatement or paraphrasing to help them see just how well you've been listening to them. If you're still not sure, don't be afraid to ask more questions to gain clarity. If you can't answer their questions, be honest with them and tell them you'll need to ask someone or get more help. They'll truly appreciate your honesty. Don't be typing on your computer the whole time and not looking or listening to them. If you do need to be entering things on the computer, please explain what you are doing and occasionally look up at them. Sometimes, despite our best intentions, patients or families can become defensive and frustrated. They may question us, yell at us, refuse, or even threaten us. When this happens, be as direct yet calm as you can be. Stay on the topic at hand and don't get in an argument or power struggle with them. Seek help from your fellow staff members, supervisors, or managers for assistance as needed. One way that I have found that can be very helpful in these types of situations is to set limits. When setting limits, please keep the following key factors in mind. Make sure your limits are clear and simple to understand, that they are reasonable, and that you can enforce them. Some quick examples may be, if you continue to yell and swear at me, then I will need to end our conversation. But if you can speak calmly, then I will be happy to assist you now. Before discontinuing the phone call, you can invite them to call back when they can speak calmly and respectfully to you, or tell them you'll call back in a few hours to try and discuss their needs then. If this occurs in a face-to-face situation, you may need to get your manager or other leadership involved, or if very severe, alert security or call 911 depending on your location. Please speak with your manager for further instruction about this. But that conversation may sound something like this. If you continue to yell and swear at me, then I will need to have you speak to my manager instead. Lastly, make sure you document these situations in the patient record, including the limits you used and how they were enforced. Dealing with defensive patients, families, and visitors can feel very threatening and unsafe. Be aware of the security resources in your department or location. Use your team and keep your manager and leadership involved. Thank you for taking great care of our patients. We know this can be challenging at times, and we hope these quick tips will help you in those situations. Know that patient experience is always here as a resource for you. And as Dr. Rathgaber would say, thank you and take care.
Hi, this is Galen. We're going to cover some information about measurement and reporting at Gunderson Health System as it pertains to the patient experience. Gunderson Health System defines the patient and family experience as the sum of all interactions shaped by our culture, influencing perceptions across the continuum of care. It begins before a patient even enters one of our facilities or receives care. The cycle is represented here. Offering an outstanding experience of care is a cornerstone of our strategic plan. We must innovate to achieve service and patient-centered experience outcomes that are best in class, partner with patients and families to design and deliver their ideal care experience, and ensure that all patients get the care they need. Measuring service provides a rich opportunity to improve the patient experience. Our patients are engaged in their care and are interested in helping us improve. Patients tell us what is important to them. By asking our patients and their families for feedback, we are able to improve the care we provide to the entire community. Today, more than ever, patients are using publicly reported patient experience metrics and reviews to make their healthcare decisions. However, we need to engage them in a way that they want to communicate. To meet this need, we use short-form email, text, and phone surveys that capture feedback, often within 48 hours of a care experience. This information is also used as part of federal and state programs, including the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services public reporting and value-based purchasing programs that impact our reimbursement based on our patient experience performance. Your manager receives monthly reports and weekly comments. You can expect they will share this information with the entire team and give you direction on the work being done to improve. Information from the patient experience surveys is not only used internally. Our patients are interested in information about their clinicians. At Gunderson, we publicly share our patient experience data in a star rating format to ensure patients and families are seeing the most accurate data in a way they can understand. This information is posted on our external website, Clinician Profiles. Patients are actively seeking this information, and it has a direct impact on their caregiver selection. As one of the first touchpoints in their care journey, your role directly impacts clinician and system performance, setting the tone for that care experience. Thank you for taking the time to learn about your role in creating an outstanding experience of care for our patients and families. Remember to use the Patient Experience Department as a resource for enhancing the patient experience at Gunderson.
Hi, I'm Mary Jo Close, and I'm a patient representative in the Department of Patient Experience. I'm here to talk about service recovery. Service recovery actually starts before there's a problem. The best step in service recovery is prevention. The initial encounter any staff have with patients can make all the difference in the world about how they feel when they're walking out the door. However, sometimes things don't go as planned. Then, service recovery involves the actions taken to help correct and resolve something that did not go well for the patient or the family at Gunderson Health System. Studies have shown that the most effective and helpful way to resolve these issues is reached when they're handled quickly, at the point of care, in real time, by those involved in the situation. Our goal is that we want to recover the relationship and help the patient and family feel valued and understood with our genuine concern and actions. Who can do it? All of us,
any of us. The most important person in the chain is you. The first person in the chain can make all the difference in how the patient feels when they walk out the door. You are empowered as a frontline staff to do what you can to make things right for the patient as quickly as possible. If your attempts are not successful, there is help. Your first resource is your manager or your shift leader. Involving them may be helpful for you and for the patient and family. However, if you still need more help, the patient representatives are here to help. We are here to support you, your managers and leaders, and the clinicians and caregivers in resolving any unresolved concerns a patient or family might have. Patient representatives work with a tool called RL6 that allows us to document and track the progress of a complaint until it is resolved by working with the staff, the leaders, clinicians, and the patient and family. As a final resource, you have a couple of tools that you can use. The first one is the comment card. Comment cards are found throughout the organization and should be near where you work. We ask that you not give the comment card until you've attempted to resolve the issue directly with the patient and family. However, if you are unable to do that, a comment card allows them to contact our department for further help. There's also a brochure called the Patient's Rights and Responsibilities brochure that has much information that is helpful for the patient on how to deal with their situation, including contact information. These materials provide useful and helpful information for patients and can be helpful for you as well. Again, if you can keep that as the last act, that would be preferable because it's always better if it's resolved at the point of care. Making it right. Making it right is an acronym for the word right, and there are 5 components to it. It may seem somewhat simplistic, but if you do follow these steps, you'll find many times they are very effective. The R stands for remain calm. Listen attentively and be aware of your own reaction. Try to keep your face calm and relaxed, and try not to react negatively even though the patient or family might be very upset. I is for invite. Invite feedback. Be open to patients' comments. Show genuine interest in their perceptions. Ask how you can help. Show empathy, but do not agree with them or disagree with them. Just let them know that you're attentively listening. The G is for gather, gathering information. Talk to the patient or the family directly and get all the facts. Repeat the facts back to them for accuracy. Most importantly, find out what they would like to see happen. The H is for handle the issue. Take responsibility for making it right at the point of service. Explain what you can do for them. Provide a solution or an answer if at all possible. And if it's not possible, let them know that you will pass the concerns on to the appropriate people. And finally, and very importantly, thank them. Let them know we appreciate them being honest with us and sharing their input so that we can continue to make improvements. Reassure them that sharing their perceptions is the right thing to do. Apologize for the situation. And if further follow-up is needed, let them know that it will be shared appropriately.
Gunderson has about 300 patients on our advisory councils throughout the Gunderson service area. We meet regularly to hear their thoughts and suggestions regarding care at Gunderson Health System. We had a conversation with 3 of them on what matters to them at Gunderson.
What do you see, hear, and feel when you come into Gunderson?
I see a staff interacting with patients at check-in, and the waiting area always seems to be calm, quiet, and relaxed.
I guess, when I come into Gunderson, I've been part of the system, literally since I was born. So they've changed stuff up a lot, but you always feel like you're welcome.
Every time I walk into Gunderson, whether it's clinic or hospital, I get a feeling of safety. I'd also describe it as being calm or feeling calm, and that there's an organization around me that helps everything make sense.
What do you expect from Gunderson?
I would expect that my provider be knowledgeable and one who knows my medical history. I expect him or her to take time to listen to my concerns. And if the provider doesn't have answers, to investigate further and refer me to someone else if needed.
I expect that I get what I need.
Probably like most people, I'm looking for a solution to a problem. Last fall, for example, I needed a flu shot, and Gunderson solved that problem for me. A few years ago, I had blood clots in my legs. That was definitely a problem in need of a solution. And in all cases, Gunderson has solved those problems for me, or helped me to solve them.
What is it that makes Gunderson stand out for you?
Their reputation for providing quality care and employing quality staff.
I mean, I don't really know any different, but I guess when I was diagnosed with diabetes in 2011, I was introduced to a lot of new doctors, and I had a lot to take care of. I had to grow up very early, like compared to a lot of other kids, and the system that they have there, they don't just like throw it all on you. You know, the doctors there really take care of you, and they're good people. Like, they really care about you, and I've seen that through 9 years. Oh, actually, I've seen that through 17 years. I can tell that the vast majority of them really like their job, and they do it because they want to help people.
What stands out for me, especially in my volunteer role, I've encountered people who are working really diligently to improve the patient experience. I had the opportunity to serve on the advisory council, and it was all about the patient experience. So I know that Gunderson is deeply committed to that. And when I think of the patient experience, I can imagine that patients keep raising the bar for their interactions with healthcare professionals. And from my experience, people at Gunderson keep stepping up and responding to those increases in the bar height. And as a patient, I really appreciate that.
Where have we, or do we, let you down?
I've always been really happy with the care that I've received, but I have recently had a conversation with a friend who had a virtual yearly wellness check. And the patient felt that he was let down because it couldn't compare to an actual office visit. And he felt like even though e-visits are a great addition to healthcare, the patient didn't feel it was a good option for a yearly physical.
The only time I can really think of, like, when I was, quote unquote, let down was because of, like, an insurance thing. But this is a good thing. I'm trying to think. I don't think I've been let down.
Fortunately, I can't offer any examples personally where I've been let down, but fairly close to home, not me, but my daughter was dismayed that during her labor and delivery process, IT guys were in and out of her room, and it interrupted the flow of some of the events, as you might imagine.
What does teamwork look like at Gunderson?
In a healthcare setting such as Gunderson, there's really not a lot of room for error. So I find it really important to have a strong communication between the providers, the departments, and the staff so they can give the best healthcare possible to their patients.
I'd say communication. A lot of my doctors don't work in the same area, like even of the building itself, let alone the area of work they're in. But they always are working with each other, and they always know what's going on.
When I think of teamwork at Gunderson, I think beyond the doctors and medical assistants and techs that I'm working with. I think of myself often as a part of that team because I try to take some ownership of my own health. and so I look at that teamwork, and I know that the people that I'm working with are eager for me to consider myself part of that team and not just a subject to be analyzed and poked and prodded.
Describe some attitudes you have seen at Gunderson.
The attitudes that I've seen have been positive. There's always a willingness to help among the employees there.
I can't think of anything like negative. All I see when I come in there is everyone seems to have a smile on their face when they come and see you, which I think is pretty nice. I know, like, as a kid, I was afraid of hospitals, and over the years, as I've been coming more, obviously I get used to them, but the attitudes that they create there have made a hospital less of a scary place, which is very calming, very nice.
Well, I haven't met everyone at Gunderson, but I've met more than a few, and the attitudes I've experienced have been universally positive. I've encountered helpful people that are interested in my well-being, and that's what keeps me coming back. Although I'm not always looking forward to coming back, I realize that Gunderson's a resource in my life.
What's the most important part of communication for you?
Being personable. A simple smile, a greeting. I think first impressions can make the difference in how a patient will feel throughout his or her care.
Knowing that everyone's in the loop, everyone knows kind of what's going on. And I mean, obviously it's all up to the patient, and they honor those wishes very well.
I learned a long time ago that communication has a sender and a receiver, but the most important of those two is being the receiver and listening carefully to what the other person is saying. I think a lot of the misunderstandings in the world are obviously due to communication, and we tend to fall back on our own opinions and not listen to the thoughts of others. And therefore, I would say listening is the most important part of communication.
Can you share some examples of when you have felt respected at Gunderson?
Personally, my family and I have had nothing but really positive experiences at Gunderson. With that being said, there did come to mind a situation where my late husband was diagnosed with terminal cancer. And the team of doctors that took care of him were top-notch all the way around, not only in their medical expertise, but the genuine compassion and emotional support that they gave us when we went to appointments. It is something that will never be forgotten.
I remember when I was first diagnosed in 2011, and I was pretty traumatized. I didn't like hospitals at all. I literally came into the hospital kicking and screaming because I hated them that much. And I got up to my room after all the tests they did, and there was this one nurse, I can't remember her name, but they brought in like a counselor, and they calmed me down to the point where I actually slept. I fell asleep. And then I woke up, and my endocrinologist was there, and I got to meet her, and it was kind of weird. I don't know if I necessarily felt like respected, but it was like, okay, I have a place here. I know what I need to do. Yeah, it sucks. I'm getting diagnosed with a chronic illness, but it's not the end of the world. And they kind of made me feel like it's not the end of the world, because as an 8-year-old girl, obviously there's nothing worse than getting a shot in the stomach or having to wear a box on your waistband for the rest of your life. But it's not that bad. It's not that bad at all. And they made sure they told me that.
when I have felt respected, honestly, every time. Whether I'm having a blood draw, an x-ray, or my annual physical, I've always felt like I'm the most important person in the room. And, you can't ask for more than that.
What needs to change so that everyone, patients, family, and staff, feel respected and welcomed in our walls?
I think it's important to build a feeling of trust, making sure everyone is actively listening to the needs of each patient that comes into Gunderson.
I'm not sure that a lot of change is needed. Maybe those of you on the inside believe that change is important, but from my perspective as a patient and a volunteer, and maybe from my life in the business world, I know that respect is an element of an organization's culture. And when the leaders of an organization demonstrate respect for whether patients or customers, employees, the front line, then it creates a positive movement throughout the organization where people learn by seeing and tend to respect each other all the more.
Hi, Sue again. So in conclusion, we want to thank you for taking the time to watch video. The patient experience team is very excited about getting the word out about what we do here at work. Now it's your job. Tell me, what's the one thing you're going to take away from this video and use in your everyday life? Thanks. Have a great day.